if he makes the canon, because he's the one that created it all, he considers canon. The only thing that is canon are the 6 films, and he considers that his story as canon. It says that to everybody. Like, what that is his story. The story of Star Wars is Anakin to Vader, then Anakin again. That's what it is. Everything else is added on to it. Now, of course, he does get very involved with certain projects, which we'll get into later. But the one of the people on the story group, which Star Wars has a story group that decides what is canon and what is not. And so one of the people on that, probably the most vocal story group member as of recently, his quote sounds a lot like what you're saying. It's all fake. Anyway, so you can choose to accept whatever you want as part of the story. That's his quote. And so then he said, if you choose to only accept the real official canon, cool. If you like to mix and match between continuities, cool. If you like to make up your own stories, also cool. So he uses the term continuity. Okay. So what is the difference between canon and the continuity?
I feel like canon is what you believe actually happened.
Okay.
In the fictional world, so it's kind of weird to say,
Yeah.
like, what actually happened in the fictional world. I feel like continuity is the ability for things to fit into place.
Yeah.
Like, to just, like, hold over, like, have one overarching story over it, and just to be able to understand it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like continuity is.
All right. So, there was this guy, he works for Lucasfilm. He's also a member of the story group, and he said this back in 2005, so before Disney bought it. He said there is only one overall continuity. And so this was referring to George Lucas's canon, in quotation marks, and then the books and comics canon. And so kind of how they work that together is that they worked to keep both things consistent. So George Lucas worked on the prequels, okay? He worked with a Star Wars encyclopedia because he was like, well, I like this, so I'm going to see if it's here. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, that's already been used, so I'm not going to use that name. And then sometimes if he needs a Jedi, he'll go to that, find a Jedi, use it. Or if I believe that Timothy Zahn said that he reads some of the books and quite a few of the comics because he's more of a visual guy. And so he really liked Aayla Secura because that was not his creation. It was from the comic books. And so he really liked her. And so he was like, all right, I'll go put you in my movie. And so now she's in both continuities.
Yeah.